Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Hello. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me see if I can change the settings even more. But for some reason, let me see if I can put additional hosts. But the good news is we have a Zoom working. Yay.
Yes. I have one question though. Where the recording will go? Because usually we were downloading the recording from the CNCF page and then post them over YouTube. But now,
Yeah, so I think I already put in secret server the what's it called? The credentials for the Keptn Zoom account. And it will be there because they're being saved directly on the server.
okay, perfect.
And then we can download from there. I think we can also probably automate it so it then gets uploaded directly to
A YouTube channel. I know that in
YouTube, yeah.
OpenTelemetry, it was the case.
I don't know if it works perfectly, but worth a shot. But yeah, let's see. Because for the moment, it's just all of us.
Let's see.
We had 3 people who signed up. Let's say outside of this group.
Okay. Are you doing the trace test people? I think their trace test is going to join us next week, it looks like.
Okay.
And thank you, Meg, for remind everyone that we changed to Zoom.
Well, for some reason, I got the general notification that we changed the meetings, but I didn't get an invitation to this week's. So not sure, but I thought, well, and those came to a strange place that I didn't expect them. So I thought, well, that happened to me. It might have happened to other people, that it was maybe good to post out there. So growing pains.
Did you all get the invite from the community portal or the reminders? No?
I didn't subscribe
Okay,
this time.
I did not.
You need to
But in
sign up
any
for the
event, this would be
meeting
the same
first,
Zoom.
or- I've never
No.
gotten any reminders. I don't know.
Okay.
You mean after the submitting that you're attending the meeting, or?
Oh, okay. Because so what it used to do is basically if you subscribe to one in the series, you would get then the reminders every time.
Right.
But I don't see this actually. It should be there, but it doesn't look like it's sent it. Okay. Like it should send it to everyone who's a member of the community or who's listed as member. So about 143 people should get it.
Never got anything.
Cool. That's good to know.
And
I always received it, so I considered it as a given that everyone else was getting it too.
Yeah. And I didn't, everything else, it went to my personal Google Calendar, and everything else on there, I get email 15 minutes, but I didn't even get email for this meeting. I just checked again.
That's really weird.
So
Okay.
something's bizarre, but we'll figure it out.
So
But-
shall we kick it off, or there are still more?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess we can kick it off. Yeah.
Okay. Then for today, news about Keptn LTS 1.x. We identified a small bug for the Nginx configuration. If you get rate limited in the breach or via API because you're using an old API token or an invalid one, then instead of getting a 429, you get a 500 error, and we will fix that. And this will be part of 1.2 release. For the lifecycle toolkit, we have good progress on the generic metric server that will be released in version 0.6. And in that version, we will have also our first Helm chart associated with the KLT. Now, question to the team: do you have anything that you like to show about these two topics, or we are too early?
For Helm, it's still too early. Maybe next
And
time.
the metrics, I'm sorry. And the metrics adapter, I'd like to show in the next meeting. So I'm currently wrapping up this. Right.
Okie dokie. So next meeting will be full of fun things to watch. Now for the GSOC status update. The application is now open. We have one admin. I will reach out to another community member later today and ask him if he wants to be also the second admin. And if he's willing to do that, then we can go ahead and apply for GSOC. For projects, we have some initial ideas, such as additional evaluation providers for KLT, support us on the documentation side, and any type of automation to make our life easier. More details will follow after the application and we get accepted. Then Zoom, I think this news is obvious now that everyone is in the room.
Yeah.
Topics then from the community, we had a great suggestion from I forgot the full name, David BG, where he created a first Keptn task, and he wanted to share with the community because this can be a great thing where community can share their own Keptn tasks. And for that, I created a community issue. I already have it open, where the idea is to add an extra repository inside the Keptn organization, where we can allow users to create a PR proposing their own Keptn task to solve well-defined use cases. For instance, sending a Slack message, triggering a Jenkins pipeline, you name it. Yeah, if you like the idea, please vote thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down.
Could you quickly put the link into the chat?
Oh, yes.
And it's in the agenda also.
Yeah,
already.
but I send it over the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy, for the suggestion. And I think this covers the current agenda. Any last minute items from the community?
Yeah, maybe one more thing that came up is the possibility of doing an LFX mentorship. Maybe that's something else we could propose, see if anyone's interested. There we do have a tighter deadline, so we would only have like 6 days left to put in a proposal. Yeah, and then the other item is, I think, mostly around KubeCon. So the possibility of doing something called a Contrib Fest, which is basically a short hacking session of about 90 minutes with a 20-minute introduction about the project and the issues, and then some, let's say, real work on code for the remainder of the time, which is something that the CNCF introduced this year, I think, for KubeCon.
Can you repeat the name, please, David?
Contrib Fest, I think was the right name. No,
It's
thanks, Sam.
similar to, oh, it's called, I'm trying to recall the the one in the last
Was it bug
iteration.
fest? No,
Bug
something-
bug smash, something
Bug
like
bash.
that. Bug bash.
bug bash.
Thank you, Andy, for the link.
So for this, we would basically need kind of super small issues that people could work on, I guess.
Yeah, I think the bug bash was organized by one of the companies that is a tool provider, right, for service provider for quality checks. Yeah, and I think in this case, you're right. We will probably want to propose a couple of things that people can hack on. And I'm not sure when we discussed this in a couple of days ago. One of the thoughts was maybe we can have some, I don't know, ideas for Keptn tasks that people can hack on. Let's say, we always need integrations for certain tools. I think there would be a way to say, come up. We have 1 hour and come up with the JavaScript code that can create a Jira ticket that can do whatever. Or, we need more data providers. So why not build an integration for New Relic or Lightstep or other tools?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would assume that most people at KubeCon are from other kind of cloud-related companies anyways, so
Yeah, build an integration with your project.
exactly, build an integration for your own company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by KubeCon, just like, looking forward, by KubeCon, by April, do we think besides the tasks, the JavaScript approach, will we have different ways to build integrations,
Containers
containers? Yeah.
is in the roadmap.
Mhm. So that means if we want to do Contrib Fest, David, did you say
Mhm.
how much time do we have? I get
For-
2 days, Friday. Mhm.
Yeah, we have until Friday.
That's a bit of a tight deadline.
Well, it's a proposal, right? It doesn't mean we get picked, but if
That's true.
you're okay, if the group is okay, then I will just put in the proposal today.
So what's our commitment? At KubeCon, we should just be there to support these people.
So
Mhm.
what it is, the commitment is that we need to do the intro portion, right? That's a 20-minute thing where I would say we talk about what Keptn is all about and how the architecture looks like, and exactly come up with the problem that we want the people then to solve, which is building integrations. And then the hacking portion is where we need to be there, present, and just help people.
Mm-hmm.
And we get 4 free tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah, essentially, if it gets accepted. So
if
it's
it
kind
gets
of like a
accepted.
call.
Yeah. So then I would put in the names of the folks that are traveling. So that means Giovanni. Who else is there? Giovanni. Who else is coming from this group?
David,
Yeah, myself.
Christian.
And me, yeah.
Yeah.
And Christian. Yeah.
Cool. And then I put in our names. And if we get picked, right, we potentially get tickets as well. Would be good.
We're getting for this and all sorts of stuff. What do we have for new contributors who need to set up a development environment? A year or so ago, Christian did that wonderful set of 2 videos that stepped through setting it up for Keptn. Those are probably obsolete, but do we have anything at all for KLT?
we should have something in the docs folder, or someone from the maintainer group can help me finding. Some resources. Moritz, do you remember if you have something for this in particular?
I don't think so. Not specifically for KT yet.
We have here to set up.
Yeah, some linting setup. But generally, I guess you could follow the Keptn setup and have a good result, since you still need Go and you still need Docker. Maybe that would already suffice.
In the README of the operator, there is something about Kubernetes version needed and kube builder.
Where, Anna? Sorry.
I guess in the README file of the operator, at
So
least
here.
there was something, but I'm not sure if it's listed or. Yeah.
So generally speaking, readmes. And here the contributing empty. No, it's inside somewhere else. Docs developer. Oh, I screwed up the property. Okay, anything else to add here? Then I think we can conclude the meeting a bit earlier than usual.
And then next week we have a bit more US friendly time. So on next Wednesday at 3:30 Central European time. I put it in as like half an hour. I think we can also shorten this one maybe to like 45 minutes.
I
way
wouldn't bet
it's-
on it. For next week, we have, I think, things change, the trace test people that have an integration that they'd like to demo and maybe have some questions, but it looks like they're pretty far along. And it would be 2 people, the main developers in Argentina. So I was trying to figure out the time zone. So I forget how far east to Argentina is from the eastern seacoast of the United States. So
I think it's like Detroit time, something like that. Like
No, it's-
central.
No,
US?
it's further
it's
east. I
2
think
hours,
Further. Okay.
2 hours later than Eastern Standard and 3 hours earlier than London. So
Well, you can say local time, Buenos Aires. And it says it is 6:20 a.m. right now. That's 4. Yeah, you're right. It's
yeah,
2 hours east of east.
yeah, because I clicked Daniel and it didn't say where he was. It just gave his time. So I was trying to figure out where the. I thought
I
maybe
think
he had.
Argentina is 1 time zone, I believe.
Yes, I think so too.
Mhm.
Yeah. So because they're so long and they're big, but they're long, not
Mhm.
wide. So, but I think that'll and also we're gonna have some possible demos
Mm.
from the KLT people. So next week's meeting may be longer actually. Or not, who can
Okay.
tell?
Shall we
All right,
add
then.
in UTC format the meeting times? So we don't have to jump around calendars and then the document.
Yeah, that might be a friendly thing.
Okay. Yeah. UTC is basically, what is that, like Greenwich?
Yeah.
Greenwich, yeah.
Yeah.
Greenwich. Yeah.
GMT 0.
So
Cool.
then
Yeah.
everyone can do their own conversion.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Then have a great day, everyone.
Have a good
See
day.
ya.
Have a
Thanks,
great day.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Thank you, bye.
Bye.